the letter, the statement that we've accessed, the statement that has been put out by Campbell Wilson, the CEO and Managing Director of Air India, where they've said that how they've acted and that it is deeply concerned about the in-flight instances when customers have suffered due to condemnable acts of their co-passengers on our aircraft. Now, important to highlight here that there's been no apology as of yet by the airlines to the victim in this case. We regret and are pained about these experiences. Air India acknowledges that it could have handled these matters better, both in the air and on the ground, and is committed to taking action. So it's only now that Air India says that it is acknowledging that they could have handled the situation better. Not just this, they've also gone on to mention the kind of action they've taken so far, saying that commencing a comprehensive education program to strengthen crews' awareness and compliance with the policies, review of the airline policy on service of alcohol in flight. So now they are also mulling the changes with regard to serving of alcohol in the flight. Not just this, they've also gone on to mention that the review to review the metering frequency of the DGCA prescribed internal committee tasked with assessing incidents so that cases are assessed and decisions are reached in a more timely manner. So clearly now what can be seen is that they have taken cognizance of the matter, but it is quite late, Suyesha, given what we've seen, the repercussions we've seen, of course. They've also gone on to mention that to improve the robustness of its legacy incident reporting processes, which are presently paper-based and manual, Air India has signed a letter of intent in December 2022 to acquire a license for the market-leading provider of incident management software. In relation to this particular incident, Air India has said that Air India continues to provide support to the affected passengers and ensure their well-being. In this case, the questions being raised as to what has essentially Air India done to safeguard the interests of the passenger who suffered in this particular flight. In this respect, Air India would like to highlight the ongoing assistance it has been providing to the affected passenger. So here they've mentioned the kind of assistance they've actually provided, going on to mention that acknowledged receipt and commenced engaging in correspondence with the affected passenger's family. On 30th of November, commenced a refund of the ticket on 2nd of December with receipt of funds acknowledged by the victim's family on 16th of December. Not just this, they've also gone on to mention that how after the DGCA prescribed internal committee tasked with assessing incidents and which of course comprises of retired judge, a representative from Passengers Association and a representative from another Indian commercial airline on 10th of December itself. So it seems quite late, the kind of action we've seen. But yes, Suyesha, important to note here that till now there's no apology that has come in from the airlines.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I must say, Samiksha, that in 2023, this is certainly the biggest victory for a public campaign that Republic has led from the front. It is a huge impact and so many changes that we see on the ground, especially when we see how the airline is now reacting. The Air India crew, the pilot who have been de-rostered, alcohol service policy that will now be reviewed by Air India, DGCA issuing a national advisory and airlines have been asked to follow those guidelines. And the man in question, Shankar Mishra, has been arrested. Republic led this story from the front. We ensured that the man cannot be allowed to go scot-free like this. We went after every possible stakeholder on this story and we questioned those who needed to be accountable as to why the delay was seen, especially on the part of the airline.